Hey guys, welcome. My name is Bamba Kimball, and in this video I don't really have a story. Wait, what? Actually, for this video, I don't really have a topic, but I do have a story. And it's a cringy one. So basically the story kind of all happened when I just finished my short film called Kidnapped. If you do want to see the short film, I can put it down below, and it won't really add anything to the story that I'm about to tell. They put it together when I was 13 at the time, I believe. I joined a film group. I was kind of asking as many people as I could what their advices would be for me to improve my films. A lot of people gave me amazing advice that I kind of took. It just helped me improve my experience, which I am grateful for. If you're wanting to start out, just ask anyone. It doesn't even have to be a filmmaker. Anyone has their opinion to your story. Actually, it turns out this filmmaking convention, it said on the Facebook page that it was a potluck. So I was like, oh, this is cool. So I'm gonna get some food. We can have a good time. Turns out when I got there, it wasn't a potluck. It was a film potluck. So everyone could bring their own films or other people's films and just kind of analyze it. So I brought bananas, fruits, everything, and people kind of laughed a bit. The guy I was talking to kind of told me that I could bring the film and just get advice from other people. And keep in mind, these some of these people were professionals. They were doing it. They've been in the film industry for a while. So once everyone arrived, eventually, after an hour of me just waiting with, actually for 30 minutes or half the time I was waiting, I was with another person. So everyone eventually started coming in. So once someone would show their work, so we all watched it, and then they would, people would raise their hand saying, oh, I have this comment on the thing. I ended up not raising my hand. Actually, I think I raised my hand once or twice or something, but I tried to refrain from raising my hand because I felt, since I was new to the industry and I thought my thoughts were insignificant, which I think is really stupid now, because anyone who watches the films are made for an audience, not filmmakers, so anyone, any person's opinion is perfect. I don't know why I thought that. I actually put my film on a USB, which everyone else did as well. We would plug in our USBs to that computer that was connected to the projector and just play our films and videos that we wanted to share up on the projector. I had a USB that I brought and I plugged it in, but it turns out my USB was only for Macs because I'm a Mac user and they all had PCs. Finally, I realized that I uploaded my video on YouTube, so I was able to retrieve it from YouTube, load it, but the internet, for being an internet place, it was an internet coffee shop, the internet was the worst. It took 10 or 20 minutes to load the full thing, so I was just so annoyed. So in the meantime, everyone was waiting for my thing to load. I think I was the last person to give their to showcase their film, so pretty much all the pressure was on me. Just to pass the time, they asked me, what's the synopsis of the film? And I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just under so much pressure and was so anxious that I ended up turning around. My mom was behind me, and I just asked my mom aloud, just saying, "Mom, what is synopsis?" And I just completely embarrassed myself. For being a filmmaker, you should know what a synopsis is. If you don't know what a synopsis is, it's basically a summary. It means summary of the film. And okay, when I started giving the synopsis or the summary of the film, I started out just summarizing the film as I usually would. I never had this planned. I never planned. If you made a short film and you're wanting to go to some convention, make sure you you kind of plan out what the summary of your film will be, just so you don't embarrass yourself. Especially even if you're meeting up with family members and they ask you about the film, you can just tell them easily. So I had nothing planned. When I eventually started telling my summary or synopsis of the film, for some reason I thought it was a good idea to include a bit of behind-the-scenes info. So in the middle of me talking, I straight up just started telling them about me losing my GoPro during the shoot, light bulbs being broken, that had no relation to the short film, and just made it so confusing and just was so unrelated that it was just so stupid. my video finally was loaded, I was able to start playing it. And straight up, from the first scene, you started to see some low bit distortion. If you don't know what it looks like, I'll show you right here. It's usually on gradients when you have a low bit and you really push the image, you just start to see all this grossness. So my film started to show that, and the projector lowered the quality of the film, pretty much covering the majority of the screen. So that was the most stupid thing, and I just was so annoyed about that because now it seems like I'm such an amateur, which I was at the time actually. So then people started making their rounds, making comments about the film that they just watched, which was fine. And you kind of have to expect that a lot of the comments will be similar or the same. I have this weird thing, I don't know if you guys have it too, but whenever I'm in like the center of attention or I'm just really nervous or something, my eyes start to get so irritated and dry and stuff, and my eyes start watering, and it looks like I'm crying. And like, there's only two things you can really do when you're in that situation. It's either keep staring at the person in their eyes, pretending like it's not happening, or you can start to look away, pretending, and it looks like you're crying. So when someone was talking to me, this began to happen. I was starting to like tear from my eyes, and it was just so embarrassing. So I ended up just looking away. That just made me start tearing up so much more, and it just made it so much worse, where I began to pretty much tear from my eyes, and it looked so much more like tears, like I was actually crying. That was pretty much the end of the event. We kind of talked a bit more about other people's work and just other people that we were inspired by. So after the film was done, the last thing that got in the way was when I wanted to say goodbye to everyone. But at the time, I was the most shyest person, so nervous. I felt like I wasn't I had like so low self-esteem that I was trying to say bye, but I ended up just saying like, bye. And I didn't even use my voice. I had no power in my voice. So like, how are you supposed to hear that, people? I don't understand. I'm stupid. My mom pointed me out that later, and I was like complaining to my mom, why didn't they say bye back? Obviously it was because of that. I also even tried to handshake one of the people, so I was like, okay, I'm going now, bye. They had their head turned the other way. They didn't see it. I had to like try to calmly and smoothly reject my hand away from them. That was like the last thing that just topped it all off and just made it such an embarrassing story. So that's the end of the story. Sorry if it's not like the best story. That is all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you did enjoy this content, and if you did, please press like, just so I know if you did enjoy this. Subscribe if you want to, and if you were wanting to see the future updates and what future content I have and I will be posting. I'll see you guys next time for another video. Hopefully next week. I do have other projects, so again, this week, pretty accurate. I'm actually doing it this week. Like I said, I might not, so hopefully I can do it next week. I'm pretty sure I will be. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.